Hello there, welcome back to a new video. In this one we are taking a quick look at Apxt Technologies again. The intention of this video is to give a long-term price target, mainly post-merger, what we can expect to see in the long term once the merger has gone through. Of course, that is my intention for tonight's video, given all of those views and whatnot. So if it does sound like a good plan for an episode, please do leave a like and do subscribe. Of course, we're trying to grow the channel as fast as we possibly can, and if you did want to become a member, you can do so by pressing the join button. On top of that, if you wanted to come and talk to us on Discord about stocks, link to the Discord will be down in the description. And of course, if you can hear fireworks from outside, it is because it is New Year. So we're just going to jump straight into this one by looking at how it has been moving to provide a bit of context. We're not going to waste too much time on this one, for obvious reasons, but just looking at it over the past month, we can see it's been up and down all over the place. We are unfortunately now negative for the month, only just because, when you see how we started off, we were basically on about 15.31. We're finishing off now on 15.01, so not too much of a decrease at all, minus 1.96% over the month, but it is unfortunately in the red. Obviously this month saw highs back on the 24th, the highs were at 16.33, and of course we've been down ever since that. Now personally, in my view, I don't think this is the end for it at all. I think we're definitely going to see more growth leading up to the merger. I think it's just a case of the merger date has not been announced yet. And of course, it is going to be a while away because it's going to be Q1 2021. Now, of course, we don't yet know when that is because that could either be January, February or March. So if we do get that date announced sooner than later, I think it will definitely pump a lot of hype into the stock, as people can definitely see a deadline for that growth. So of course, that was just my opinions leading up until the merger. So yeah, first things first, I'm going to be giving my perspective on what I think will happen leading up to said merger. My personal views are that the stock will reach about $20 to $25 at the merger, and I think that would be a reasonable estimate, perhaps a bit higher, but we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. So yeah, I think $20 would be absolutely fair to see this one hit. I definitely think we could get better than that, perhaps up to 30, but I would say 25 is definitely a high, fair estimate. I do believe we can break 30, and I think we could definitely break 40 or 50 if we had some great factors come out for the stock. I think great factors which could help the growth is if an institution picked this one up. I'm not saying that is going to happen because, of course, pre-merger it is unlikely, but if somebody was to basically show that the stock is good, and of course if a lot more people were to find out about the stock, if a famous paper, or at least stock paper, was to publish an article on this or something, I definitely think that could put a lot of new investors in this one. But at the minute, I don't think there is a lot of volume really in terms of people invested in it. I think that is definitely going to hinder us leading up to the merger. Now, I don't think that is a bad thing at all. Like I said, I definitely think we can still break 30 with the amount of people that know about it right now. But I think, like I said, if we can get some factors in it, we could definitely break 40 or 50. So of course, my personal opinions after the merger. I think if we are around that $20 to $30 point at the merger, I think we could actually see growth after the merger. I do think it would be a few days of sell-off perhaps. Of course, I will be covering that once it does happen. But yeah, I do believe it could be a few days of sell-off if we are seeing a price of about 25 to 30. But of course, I think if we get to about $50 or around that point, I think we're definitely a bit too high, and we see quite a steep sell-off, to be honest, back to the point of 25. Now, of course, overall for the very long term, and that is how I do see this one personally in my view, I think it is definitely a decent stock to pick up. I think that the price could definitely be worth over $100 in my personal view, and that's simply because when we are looking at some of the other competitors with companies such as Snowflake, we know these companies are doing absolutely amazingly. Their stocks are worth about $200-300, and there's no reason why this company can't reach a similar point. I do have faith in it. I think that the management is good, and I think that we are going to see a lot of future growth in this sector. Now, of course, I think that the products are reasonably priced, management is good, the company has an overall great rating, and I think, like I said, once that merger does go through, we may see a few days of sell-off, but I do believe once we have seen it end, we will start to see the proper growth for the stock, and I think that will be what will be, quite significant, because obviously a lot of people aren't buying it yet, in my personal view, simply because they are not looking for Apxt stock. They want to look for AvePoint stock, and once it does become listed on the Nasdaq as AvePoint, I think a lot more people will find it. I think a lot more people will get in with it. Of course, once a merger is complete as well, it does basically show that things have gone through, whereas right now, a lot of things could happen. The merger might not go through for whatever reason. They might not vote on it, and of course, if that doesn't happen, that would force the price back down. So of course, right now it is still a speculative play, but I'm sure you guys already know that. But yeah, overall for the long term, I definitely think $15 isn't too bad of a price at all. I would like to see it start to go back up very soon. I think we are looking in a decent position on the 1 week. You know, the sell-off does like it's leveling out, and I think for that reason, I can definitely forecast some growth coming in for the next week, starting off the new year on a positive note. But of course, I will be updating you guys as we do go, and of course, closer to the merger as we do get that growth in. So of course, I hope you enjoyed the quick video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.